Justin, last week we got some of the worst news for the MCU that we've ever gotten. The Sony Marvel Studios deal, they haven't come to an agreement, so for right now, it's off the table. Their sharing of the Spider-Man character is off of the table. So this has a lot of really heavy implications for MCU, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Obviously, it means he can't be a part of the MCU. So if they do continue with Tom Holland, and after D23 it sounds like they are doing that, he won't be able to talk about Tony Stark. There's no Happy Hogan, no references to the Avengers, to any other heroes. He lives in his own isolated universe, although us as the audience are supposed to believe that it's still the same character.
Is this going to become a thing in the future when like characters get pulled out of their universes and then have to like stand alone?
He is getting pulled out of a universe.
Before any of this happened, everyone was alone in their universe. None of these movies were connected. And now we're like all freaking out about the fact that he's not in that universe, which is understandable. I mean, it's been a lot of his characters based on.
He's
built
almost 100% built on the foundation of the MCU. He started with Tony. He's Iron Man he wants to be an Avenger. He looks up to the Avengers. Yeah. He gets snapped away. He goes to Titan. He fights Thanos. I think I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what kind of future we want to see for the character. Right. And I'm going to come out swinging on this discussion. I don't know if this is going to be a hot take or not, but at this point, if Sony's going to do their own thing, I don't want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man in a purely Sony setting.
I don't think it's a hot take.
Where he can't exist inside the MCU.
It would just feel cheap. You know what I mean?
It's like a zombie.
All the things that we've seen, like you can't just like ignore that and like just move on. You know?
Especially after Far From Home, man. Far From Home leaned so hard into Peter Parker being like the new Iron Man, or in other words, like the new face of the Avengers, of the universe even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it leans so hard on his relationship with Tony. Mm-hmm. And it leans so hard on the effect that the Avengers have on the world with Mysterio and everything. Right. It's intrinsic to this iteration of Spider-Man.
Can't say it enough. No, it's true. I wouldn't even be interested. Actually, I would be interested because it'd be interesting to see how bad it would be without like how much ignoring they'd have to do. Like would they just never talk about his past or something? Or would they make up a new one?
They can't make up a new one because otherwise it wouldn't make sense that it's the same.
What if they could? They own him. Also, would Tom Holland even be on board for this? Is he signed for certain deals?
So he is contractually obligated with Sony at this point to make at least one more movie. I've heard some people saying one or two. We know that he signed for a trilogy initially. So he will do what Sony says.
It feels like they kidnapped someone.
So
like they're holding him hostage.
No, they basically he made this statement and it was depressing. He's like,
basically, we've made 5 great movies. It's been 5 amazing years. I've had the time of my life. Who knows what the future holds? But all I know is that I'm going to continue playing Spider-Man and having the time of my life. And it's going to be so fun. However we choose to do it, and the future for Spider-Man will be different, but it will be equally as awesome and amazing. And we'll find new ways to make it even cooler somehow.
And then you're just like, Tommy.
At least he's trying to make the best out of a bad situation. I don't blame Sony 100% because I heard the deal was pretty extreme.
Yeah, the details of the deal is a completely different topic we could talk about. Right. I don't know. I feel like both sides are at least kind of justified. It's just a tragic situation overall.
Will they renegotiate? I mean, they're probably going to maybe try to do that, right?
I think that, again, similar to the James Gunn situation, there's conspiracies that they were never actually planning on leaving Gunn out of the picture completely, but they fired him and then brought him back on.
Teach him a lesson.
The PR is really good, and people are more excited for Guardians 3 than they were before.
Oh my gosh.
So this could be another conspiracy where they come together and then everybody's like, Disney and Sony are the best! You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, there's no telling. That could happen. But if it doesn't, I would rather... This is going to sound crazy. I would rather see Sony completely reboot it than continue on Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Dude, I'm so excited to see the 3rd Tom Holland movie because it's going to be a mess if they have to ignore the past.
They all of a sudden pretend like Uncle Ben has been there the whole time so they can...
Like, what are they going to do? Like, they can't...
They're going to be dancing around topics.
Exactly. It's going to be hilarious. Like, all the conversations
that
that. Like, everything is just going to be ignored.
So I can't see that. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm excited.
they're going to make they're going to make Spider-Man movies. Yes or yes. So the lesser of two evils is a complete. Here's the thing: they have their Venomverse. I think if they wanted to reboot, the R word is it's a really sensitive topic right now. If they wanted to reboot, they like reboot it inside of the Venom. So like they already are doing Venom 2. I don't know if you heard, Andy Serkis is actually going to direct it. Did you hear that?
I did, yeah.
They're doing Venom 2. Venom is lonely without Spider-Man. They have the rights. They don't want to continue Tom Holland. All the pieces fall into place.
It'd be interesting.
I can't see Tom Holland as a zombie it's going to be disgusting. The reason that I think Disney is more or less justified in wanting a larger cut of the money is that Far From Home especially did well because of its connection to the MCU. Because it was right after Endgame, the biggest movie ever. And so it's like, they obviously are a huge part of what's making this franchise successful. And if they do a pure Sony Spider-Man, then I think it would be interesting to see what happens. But I would say that it's not going to do as well as Far From Home.
Dude, I almost disagree with you. I think it'll do so well because people will be so intrigued.
No, because you go into that movie, you know that there's gonna be no Tony Stark flashback. There's no chance we're gonna see old Steve Rogers.
But it's gonna be Venom and freaking Tom Holland, and everyone's gonna be like, "What the heck?" And they're gonna have to ignore all the past. I'm not kidding. I think this is like not a horrible idea from Sony.
You're talking bring Tom Holland into Venom?
Yes.
Nah, man, because then that means, listen.
I know what it means. But think about just what it means, man.
No.
It would just break everything, and it's amazing.
It would break everything because even though Tom Holland continues on in Sony Spider-Man movies, the audience, we know that he's a part of the MCU.
I know.
So like, if that Tom Holland skews off into some tangent with Venom,
so weird.
That means by proxy that Venom is a part of the MCU as well.
That's right.
They gotta make a deal, or they gotta.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make a deal.
They gotta put it out of its misery.
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm there for the Tom Holland Venom movie.
That would be crazy.
I'm gonna stick by that. Only because of the controversy and the breaking of everything and the messed upness.
You know, Spider-Man is my favorite, so I feel.
You feel betrayed?
I feel just down on it. I guess we took it for granted when Spider-Man got into the MCU. It was like this. It was for the people, and it was so cool that they were gonna do this, and they made 5 movies of Spider-Man in it, and it was so great. Right. It was a step forward for humanity.
Playing devil's advocate.
That they were sharing the character to do this. So I think we got a little comfortable with it, and now this is the harsh reality.
Man.
But man,
Skyfall.
I can't see a zombified Spider-Man movie.
Like, you mean you won't see it, or you can't see it?
I might not. You know the whole, like, people boycott everything? Yeah. I can't not see it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're gonna do. I know, like, I don't want to see it happen either.
But there's an audience that's on the edge of, like, will I or won't I go see something?
Yeah.
And the deciding factor for a lot of those people is the MCU connection.
I don't disagree, but Venom did well by itself.
Yeah, but Venom was so bad. I don't think a second Venom movie, if it's not good, won't do good. It won't make a lot of money. Venom was so bad. It was laughably bad. I guess people liked it, but I think it was so bad. So what do you guys think of the Spider-Man situation? Or better said, what would you have happen from here? What would you like Sony to do, given the fact that they can't come to terms with Disney, or Disney can't come to terms with them, whatever? What would you want to see for the future of the character? I've said it. I can't.
You just don't want it.
I can't. I would rather just no Spider-Man, period.
Right. And I'm there for it. Big time.
All right. Thank you for watching.